I want to talk about Andre Miller, the professor. Justin, what's the first thing you think of about this guy?
How much not jumping can benefit a career. That's one of the first thing that stands out to Andre Miller. He always jokes about it that staying low to the ground has been the key to his longevity. He had a really long Ironman streak going in the NBA. I think he was sat for a coaching decision actually that broke it. And that was part of why he had a falling out in Denver, I believe. But yeah, Andre Miller. He's just been around forever. It's just absolutely incredible. I remember the Philadelphia teams with Andre Iguodala as well that just took care of the ball, played great defense. They didn't have tons of shooting, but just a really high basketball IQ team. I believe they were coached by Doug Collins. I think didn't they upset the Bulls in the first round or something like that? It's things like that. He never made the biggest splash, but was somebody that just kind of behind the scenes would always kind of chip away. Just very, very good, intelligent player that knew how to maximize his skill set better than a lot of players that we see in the league.
Phil?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think two things that stand out is one, he actually averaged 10.9 assists for a whole season back when he was at the Clippers in 01-02, which is something that's not easily done, especially in today's NBA. And I just keep thinking of the post game. I think he started having point guards being able to post up in an era where I didn't see it happening that often. Like he realized he wasn't a lights out 3-point shooter, but he realized he was crafty and he had good footwork and he was intelligent. So he took advantage where people, couldn't stop him. I mean, we see that some of the great players like Kobe and Jordan, in no way am I comparing, but add that post game later on in their careers, and like sometimes when you realize one part of your offense isn't really going to carry you, just having that ability to draw fouls and, as a point guard, being able to post up and then kick out two players like that creates those interesting angles. So I think his ability to kind of, for a point guard, do things that weren't always obvious as a point guard, and especially with today how we associate, prime athleticism with the point guard position and the leadership roles he's taking. I mean, I think he's playing no small part in the development of those Timberwolf players right now, along with Garnett and Prince. And I just think he's a great face of the NBA and shows what a consummate professional is.
I think one thing that needs to be mentioned is I think he's a genetic freak, because apparently he has a steady diet of barbecue chicken and not working out most of the summers. And despite that, he's 39 years old and still in the league.
The Boris Diaw diet.
Exactly. I mean, what do you think people will take away from his career when you think about him years down the road, Justin?
I mean, I think unfortunately he's going to be kind of forgotten to some extent, especially with the second wave of, we're really in the golden age of point guards. So we were talking about Lillard before, who might be, let's say, the sixth best point guard in the NBA, where in other eras he might be the best, easily. I think he does get forgotten a little bit, but just I think consistency, his intelligence. He's a guy I wouldn't be surprised to see go into coaching. I believe George Karl has mentioned that before, that he kind of sees him going into coaching. Andre Miller's just always going to be the professor, and I think his basketball IQ is going to be something that people do remember when they think about him.
Phil, is there anyone else out there who can throw 70-foot alley-oop passes like the professor?
Throw it exactly as well. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to say Rajon Rondo, because I've always been impressed with his ability to his giant hands, put it wherever he wants. But I think it's more than that. It's his sneaky I think he's one of those guys that always will surprise you, because he's like that old man in a rec pickup game where you don't expect him to do anything, but he always makes the right play. Yeah. And I think that's just the story of his career. He's just a heady player who took advantage of situations where he can, and didn't pretend to be someone he's not.
I read that when he played for the Washington, I was going to say Bullets, but Wizards, he had a condo downtown, and he would just walk to the games, and apparently he said he never got recognized. And I think that just kind of epitomizes his career. I'm going to leave it with one trivia question on the professor. I'll throw it to both of you guys. How many games, and I mean, how many years has he been in the league? 16, 18 years? How many games has he missed total due to injury?
I'm having to look up now because I've been looking at his stats, but I didn't see that one. I'm going to say
due to injury or just altogether?
Injury.
I'm going to say 14 as a totally random. I have nothing to base this on, guys.
I'm going lower. I'm going to go 8.
3. He's missed
Wow.
three games to injury. This man is insane, and I think we should appreciate everything he's done on the court.
If this was Price was right, I probably would have went with 1. Because I didn't think it was as high as 14, but wow, 3 games. That's truly a testament to how well he's taking care of his body
He's
with
got
that
the AC
barbecue
Green Award.
chicken bucket.